Hey, Shalom, ye men of Israel, Bayat Shah Dawadah, house of David. I want to start off by giving all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wahara Kodash. Yahweh being a true Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father, not Yahweh, not Jehovah. But it is Yahweh, which is Hebrew, for he is to be, to exist. His only begotten Son, who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ. That name will have to be in the Hebrew as well. So it is Yahweh Shah, which is Hebrew, for he saves, he delivers. He is our salvation. And Rakal Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit that's moving throughout this earth by the mentioning of this word. I want to give double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are pushing his truth. This is your brother Bernard Bond of the Dallas GMS branch, coming to you again with another quick hit, praying that this lesson is edifying. So let's get it. So this is just a revisiting of, a lesson that I've done. I know other brothers have done about, the military draft. Okay, I did a lesson on that prior, where they were talking about basically forcing individuals to register, right? Selective service. Even went as far as to say whether you're illegal, okay, or illegal, legal or illegal, you still have to register with selective service, that you may find yourself involved in this so-called war of Esau Edom, all right? The man of perdition, the man of war. So let's get to this article, get some quick precepts, and we pray that this lesson will be edifying. So this is from Better America. It says military. It says U.S. military will begin automatically registering Americans for the draft in December, by Thomas Smith. Now, mind you, this, as it says in Matthew 24:6, wars and rumors of wars. This ongoing war right now, the big headline war is, United States and Israel basically teaming up against Iran and also Lebanon, basically coming up against, Hezbollah, okay, Hamas, because the notion is Iran has been the hub for all these, different factions that's, been against Israel, okay? So now, just keeping up with current events, there was a ceasefire to open up the Strait of Hormuz. At the same time, Israel launched so many missiles at Lebanon, and I think I posted an article that said over 250 casualties, and I'm sure that number is more, okay? So that's what's going on in these times. So though Donald Trump had mentioned that this was going to be something quick, right? The annihilation, I wouldn't say the annihilation because that's what Israel is talking about, but just basically disarming, cutting off the head of the leaders of Iran to ensure that they do not reach nuclear bomb capacity with uranium. Okay, so though he said this was going to be a quick, war, is still ongoing. Now the talk now is why is the conversation about a draft, in the air? And this article here, we want to go ahead and dive into it, get some precepts, just to let you know that, hey, the Most High words, Isaiah 55:11, does not return to him void. There's going to be, a World War III. Okay, as it says in Revelation 9:12, said one war is past. Okay, Revelation 11:14, second war, the second, they said one war is past, second cometh. The Revelation 11:14 says second war is past, the third war cometh. Paraphrasing. Okay, so it's inevitable. That's the reason why they're even having this automatic registered registering for the draft. So let's get into it. It says, starting this December, the U.S. government will implement automatic military draft registration for all eligible men aged 18 to 25. It says the shift mandated by the fiscal 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, marks a significant departure from the decades-old requirement of manual self-registration with the Selective Service System. All right, so that was the old way of doing it. Once you reach, because I remember once you reach a certain age or whatever, you'll get this little green card mailed to you. You'll receive it in the mail. Has a number, has instructions, and at the top it says select the service system, right? Services, which was telling you to register, okay, just in case there's a draft or a time of war. It goes on to say President Donald Trump signed the mandate into law in late 2025, allocating $31.3 million to the SSS to facilitate the transaction. The agency is moving to integrate its database directly with federal database sources, effectively transferring the responsibility of registration from the individual to the government. So they're going to come looking for you, you see? And we have to understand that we are in the age of technology. AI, robots, transhumanism, this is that time. It's right before us. So why wouldn't they employ, that tech in order to find individuals based upon whatever criteria? Could be your social security number, could be your driver. They have all your information to find you. So now they're switching from voluntary individual registration to the government is going to automatically register you. Goes on to say, according to the SSS documentation, the overhaul is designed to foster deterrence through innovation. They've also said, and there's been articles, okay, I don't know if this has been in the main media, but various articles in Newsweek sort of giving the pros and cons of, registering for the draft. Also warning that there's a 5-year to $250,000 penalty for those that do not register. Okay, but now it's going to be automatic, so they'll find you. So according to the SSS documentation, the overall is designed to foster deterrence through innovation and ensure the Department of War maintains the overmatch necessary to win future conflicts. While the U.S. has not utilized the draft since the Vietnam War ended in 1973, the SSS remains a core component of the National Defense Strategy. Okay, so again, there's going to be, they're preparing, okay, there's going to be a future war, World War III. That's in the air. In fact, let's go ahead and let's get the main scripture that, brothers always get, and it's going to always be relevant because we are living in that time of war. It's already started to be, truthful. So we get this in the blue letter, Matthew 24:6. All right, Matthew 24:6. And it reads, bear with me. Esau always got to dabble with shit. All right. But we're going to keep it going. Let's get it in the KJV. The show must go on. This is Matthew 24:6, and it reads, Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdoms, and there shall be famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So the scriptures let you know that this is the word of the Most High, okay, that is going to happen. There's no way around this. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. It shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the Most High has already pronounced, judgment. Okay, judgment, one on Babylon, but also that, all these nations that, have been, against the children of Israel. Okay, as it says in Joel 3, the Most High is going to gather them, man. So Esau, Edom, is, he's facilitating this World War III. Okay, he actually wants this to happen, but he thinks that That's his plan. Okay, but that is not his plan, as it says in Joel 12 and 16. Right? It said, with him is strength. Who is with him? With Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai. He's orchestrating all these events that we call, history, okay, or planned events. Okay, Esau Edom thinks he's the one behind it, but no, it's the Most High that's behind all these things, because there's a judgment that's already been proclaimed, and it's just a matter of it just, being fully being fully realized. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the Most High gave this power over to Esau Edom. Okay, so when we read articles such as that, talking about automatic draft, it's just a prelude. Okay, it's just a prelude to the war. Okay, becoming manifest. You see, that's why it says we'll get that. Let's get that in Revelation 9 and 12. Revelation 9 and 12 says, one woe is past, and behold, there'll come two woes more after. And when you look up that word woe, let me see if the blue letter's up. It was acting a donkey at first. There we go. Let's change this to KJV. Let's look up that Revelation 9 and 12. Okay, we're going to read it again. Revelation 9 and 12, and it reads, one woe is past, and behold, there'll come two woes more hereafter. Okay, let's see what that woe says. G3759. It says, woe. It says an interjection of grief. Okay. What else can we get from that? It says interjection of grief. All right. Let's go ahead and look it up through the Edamon. All right, here we go. Must be the Wi-Fi around here, man. Esau Edom is putting up all these 6G towers, man. Damn. He is busy. All right, so we'll look up that word woe. And the Edamon, it says misery, trouble, grief, wretchedness. Okay, and there's a word again, interjection. All right. So yeah, we'll go with that. Misery, trouble, grief, wretchedness. Okay. So just alluding to how people are going to be feeling or what's going to be going on, right? Grief. You see, it's not a good feeling. That's going into what? Destruction, war, a time, a very, very bad time that's about to happen. You see? So even Revelation 11 and 14, the interjection is there again. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that word woe is a code word going into what? Destruction. Okay? War. You see? Devastation. A time of misery. All right? It's in the lips of many people. People, the rumors of wars, people whispering about World War III, World War III. The nations that are in tune with what the hell's going on in the times, okay, they know what time it is. It's just these so-called blacks, Latino, Native, so-called Americans, the disillusion because they don't want it. They don't want World War III. Okay, they just feel like through their own words they can say, "Oh, it's not going to happen." Then it doesn't happen. No, the Most High has already declared this, that it's going to happen. And the so-called blacks, Latino, Native Indians, guess what? According to this article, okay, you're going to be automatically drafted. You're going to be automatically drafted. You see? That's why it says in Isaiah, let's get to Isaiah 3:16. And a lot of these women are going to lose their men. Because you have a lot of men, so-called blacks, that are, wanting to fight Esau's war. They're thinking there's some kind of benefit from it, right? Because, okay, let's be honest. You have a lot of so-called blacks, Latino, Native Indians that go into the war, and they want to use the system, okay? Because while they're there, and there's a time of peace, there's no war, yeah, they benefit because they can go to any university that they want to free of charge. They're making money from Esau Edom. They can stack their money. And they learn some type of trade. And they come out better than they were before they went in. But the pros and cons of that is, in the time of war, you sign a contract. You have to go fight. Okay? And those that are going to be drafted that don't have a mind to even fight, man, the mindset of Americans are very, very, very laid back. Convenience have made them so laid back, they're not even thinking of war. They wouldn't be able to survive a war. So a lot of these women, okay, or girls, or whatever you want to call them, they're going to lose their men. In fact, let's get that in, what did I quote? Isaiah 3:16. You have a lot of these hardy women, okay, 3:16, and it reads, moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and missing as they go and making a tingling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. You have a lot of these females, whether they're, involved, married, or not even married, they're walking around here prideful, man. They're walking around with a stiff neck and shit. Try to talk to a so-called black woman. The pride that she has, man, she'll cut you down in a minute. You ain't good enough for her. You're not making enough money. Are you making six figures? All this pride. That's why we know this is not our kingdom. Because everything is turned upside down because she's been exalted by Esau Edom. And it says, Isaiah 3:18, in that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornament about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon, the butt, the chains, the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands. Yeah, they're going to be humbled. When that time of war comes, they are going to be humbled. Right now, we're in a time of peace. So their pride is built up. You see? It says, so it's talking about all their ornaments. 22 says the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles, the wimples, because some of these females, they're making money. A lot of them are out of work. They're not working because the times that we're in, you see, which is also signs of the time. Gradualism, the Most High, is humbling these females, man. All right? It says, let me skip straight to the point. It said, it shall come to pass, Isaiah 3:24, that instead of sweet smell, there shall be a stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair baldness, hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher, like a girdle, a girding of sackcloth, the burning instead of beauty. It says, thy men shall fall, that's the meat, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. So this is a prophecy. Again, we read Isaiah 55:11, that the Most High's word don't return to him void. All these individuals that's going to be drafted, whether it be men or women, okay, they're going to fall because they are on the wrong side of the war. They should be taking up the banner of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, which in these times is a spiritual war, because the war that we're waging is the war of words, according to what the scriptures, command us to do, which is to preach the gospel. It's not telling us to take up arms or to choose sides according to what's going on this earth. Hey, we're not biased to this. The war between America alongside Israel against Iran. No, that is not our war. We are watchers. We see what's going on, and we align that with the prophecy, and we proclaim the word of the Lord. Again, it said, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So a lot of these women are going to lose these men that are going to be what? Automatically drafted into World War III. And that opens up for what? Isaiah 4:1. It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. Why? A lot of men are going to be going off to war through that automatic draft, right? And a lot of those men will not return. Judgment, they will not return, right? It says that in that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. What man? A man of the Lord. So these women are going to be humble right then and there. They're going to come before the man of the Lord to say what? We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, because that name is going to mean something, because the name also goes into a reputation. So if you have a good reputation with the Lord, he's going to cover you, and you'll be a covering for the woman. You see? To take away our reproach. Yeah, because a woman ain't nothing without a man at the end of the day, man. That's bottom line. Because in a time of war, that's where, the design by Yahweh Shema Shah is realized. A woman is the weaker vessel. The man is the stronger vessel, right? And according to 1 Corinthians 11:1, there's an order. The Most High is not going to, cover a prideful woman. You see? It says, be ye followers of me. Even this is Apostle Paul speaking with the Corinthians, because, hey, things were out of order there, man. Men following women instead of women being, humble and following the man, because, hey, there's an order here. The woman is under the man. And that's according to the word of Yahweh Shema Shah. We're about to read it. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinance as I deliver them to you. So Apostle Paul, who was Saul before he supped with Yahweh Shai, was given instructions, orders. So when they say ordinances, it's going into what? An order that he was given, right? The way things are supposed to be. Okay? It says, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. That's an order. And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. You see? So a woman, Isaiah 4:1, is going to know her place in this time of war. She's going to be looking for a covering. You see? Because the man of the Lord, as it says here, in that day, Isaiah 4:2, shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. So this is talking about the saints, the remnant, the elect of Yahweh Shema Shai. Those that are going to be fighting that spiritual war, against this world, Esau, Edom, and all his, followers, you see. But it's not a corner war. This is a spiritual war. We're not taking up arms, man. But we, as watchers, as seers, we see how things are being, gradually coming together. And this is, again, according to the word of the Most High. It's coming together in such a way that it's going to lead up to World War III. And in that time, man, you're going to, the women, are going to need a hiding place. As it says in Isaiah 32:1, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. What wind? From the wind of the ICBM missile that's going into destruction. ICBM missiles that's going to be launched upon this place, man. You see? So that order has to be established. That order has to be established, man. All right? Let me see. So it calls for, I'm going to get that 2nd Ezra 15:1. Said, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So we are reading from the book of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is his word. Because the goal of the Most High, as it said in Joel 3:1, is to gather all these nations where these individuals from the automatic draft, right, so-called blacks, Latino, Native Indians, you're going to go down to the fight. Let's get that, Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, Yahweh's judgment. Okay, because that's where this in the Middle East. This is where that war is going to take place. That automatic draft. This is where so-called blacks, Latino, Native, even so-called Edomites. Okay, so-called white people. They're going to be sent down on a fight, man. You see? Slovakia. What did I do with that article? Right. So it's, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Let's jump down to 9. I'm going to just get to the point. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. You see? So men from different nations, countries, the Most High is going to bring them down to that place to war. They're going to fight amongst themselves. Okay? The Most High is going to judge them. And then they're going to turn around to fight Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, as it said in 2nd Esdras. All right? But in the end, the Most High is going to have the victory. The Most High is going to have the victory. It says also, beat your plowshares into sword and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. These are these other nations that's going to go up against America. We see that being played out. Iran. Okay, we see Iran, Jordan, okay, Turkey, Russia, okay, China. They're starting to hate the whore. These are those nations that didn't have nuclear capabilities, but now they do. And Iran is trying to reach that, but America, that's why the reason America and Israel is hitting them hard, because they know exactly what they'll do once they reach that nuclear capability with uranium. It says, assemble yourself and come, all you heathens, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You see? Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. So this war is going to take place, okay, in the Middle East, okay, Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, okay, that's where all these men are going to be gathered to go fight through this automatic draft. So, hey, man, call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Again, as we see, we report, okay, and see how it's going to play out according to the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. All right, and at this point, I'll leave it at that. I want to give all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well, peace, and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.